Hey everybody, this is Ken coming at you again from Fort Hickory. Today we're here to finish up talking about the first layer of my EDC, which as you know is the body and the mind. Today we're going to be talking about the mind. Now, as I said in a previous video, I like to try to be as prepared as possible and useful as possible in any situation that I'm in. And that means the more information I can cram in here, the better. So me personally, I'm always trying to learn anything I can possibly learn about everything. But since this channel is about the outdoors, I figure most people watching are more interested in the resources that I've used to become more knowledgeable about survival or being out in the outdoors. So real quick, I'm going to give you a listing of books that I like and also YouTube channels that I like that give a lot of information. So here we go. Alright, so the best of them all is the SAS Survival Handbook by John Lofty Wiseman. If you don't already have this book, get this book. It's worth its weight in gold. The chapter on knots alone is probably worth the price of admission. Whatever they're charging for this book, it's worth it. My second most useful book is Camping and Wilderness Survival by Paul Tawrell. It's a very thick book. This is it's a behemoth. I've got it bookmarked all over the place. This book also, just has wonderful, clear illustrations and photographs, but also has a really great index. That's why this book becomes probably my biggest reference. If I have any questions or want to learn something, I go to this book first, flip to the index, and find where it is. This, Be Expert with Map and Compass by that guy. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. This is probably the best book out there on land navigation. That's one of my hobbies. I always have my compass with me, and this is one of the best books out there on that. The next book is 98.6 Degrees by Cody Lundin. I know a lot of you guys already have this book. This is a really great, useful resource if you want to learn about how your body, your human body, is going to survive in difficult situations. The last resource I have out here to show you a physical prop is Backpacker Magazine. Now, I used to have lots of subscriptions to lots of outdoor magazines, but guys, I tell you what, this is hands down the best. This is the only subscription that I've kept over the years, and every single issue is packed with useful information that you're going to use in the backcountry. If you want a magazine that is going to be educational for you, not just entertaining, this is the magazine. And one last book, guys, is The Tracker by the legend himself, Tom Brown Jr. Now, this book itself isn't so much a book on techniques that you can use in the outdoors, but this book altered my psychology. This book changed the way I thought about being outside. So for me, this is one of the most important books I've ever read. Now, I also, because I'm on my bicycle all the time, I listen to an awful lot of audiobooks. So I've got a lot of audiobooks that I think are great, that I don't have physical props that I can show you right now. So some of those books are, first of all, a book called Deep Survival by Laurence Gonzales. That book is my second favorite survival book, second only to the SAS Survival book. It's a really wonderful resource, and the audiobook is actually read by a really great narrator, so that's a bonus too. The next one is The Survivors Club by Ben Sherwood. The third is Emergency by Neil Strauss. That's a really useful survival book, and guys, I'm not single anymore, but if you are single, check out Neil Strauss's other book, The Game. Trust me. And another one is Undaunted Courage by Stephen E. Ambrose. That's an account of the Lewis and Clark expedition across the continent. That book's inspirational for me, especially whenever I'm out in the backcountry, if I'm injured or I'm sick. I think back to Lewis and Clark. I think, Lewis and Clark didn't have a doctor. They didn't have fancy boots on their feet. They didn't even have moleskin. They just had to keep going and going and going no matter what. So those are some of my all-time favorite audiobooks on the topic. And now on to the YouTubes. I know a lot of you guys out there watch a lot of channels. I watch a lot of channels. But for anybody just starting off on this journey, I'm going to give you a quick listing of the channels that helped me when I was starting out on my journey. So the first, the granddaddy of them all, is the big man himself, DC, Dave Canterbury, with Wilderness Outfitters Archery. I learned more from that channel than I think I've learned from all of my time in university. The second most useful channel to me is Colhane. Not nearly as popular as Dave, but that channel blows my mind every time I watch it. Really useful information in that channel. Also, Colhane's good friend, Giutoniolo, down in Brazil. That's a really useful channel. Oh, Sean the Silver Fox, seanmulhall. His channel is great. He's got a lot of really different, really useful ideas. Ideas in that channel you're not going to see anywhere else. Oh, also Wall to Rock Climber. That's Mike Dixon from Stone Age Bushcraft. That's one of my favorite channels. And then to round them all up, Tony Nestor's channel. That's a really, really great channel, of course. So guys, those are some of the resources that I've used to learn from and some of the things that I do to try to keep my brain as sharp as possible for any situation. I hope these videos are useful for you guys. As always, any questions or comments, throw them at me. This is Ken from Fort Hickory. Adios. Oh, guys, and one more thing. In a few days, I'm going to be starting something on my channel called the Diane Project. Now, I'm not at liberty right now to say what the Diane Project is, but I'm going to need your help. So please check back in a few days. The Diane Project is starting soon. Adios.